Welcome students, this is Ravi Shankar. Today in this video we are going to study about the energy stored in a capacitor. See, when you are considering a parallel plate capacitor, already we have studied that the capacitors are used to store energy. When a battery is connected to a capacitor, the battery may give a total charge Q to get transferred from one plate to the other plate of the capacitor. In order to transfer that electrical charges from one plate to another plate, a work is set to be done. That work done in order to transfer the electrical charges from one plate to another plate is stored in the plates of the capacitor as electrostatic potential energy. So how I can able to obtain an expression for this? See, I have told that in order to transfer the electrical charges, a work is said to be done. Let us take like this. Let dW be a small work done. dW be a small work done in order to transfer a small charge, or in order to transfer an infinitesimal charge, that is a small charge, that small charge dq. So in order to transfer a small amount of charge dq, that small work done, let us consider it as dw. So what is that work done? dw is equal to potential multiplied with the charge transferred. The potential in between the two plates is considered to be V. The amount of charge that was being transferred, I have considered it as dq. So the small work done dw is equal to V into dq, where I can write V is equal to Q divided by C, since C is equal to what? C is equal to Q divided by V. Now, what is the total work done that is available? See, this is a small work done. We have to calculate what? We have to calculate the total work done. What is the total work done? That is total work done to transfer the total amount of charge. To transfer the total amount of charge, I have considered it as Q. So, to transfer a charge of Q coulombs. To transfer a charge of Q coulombs. What is the total work done? So the total work done is represented as W. This total work done W can be got if you are integrating the small work done dW within the limits 0 to the total charge Q. So which is equal to integral of 0 to Q. What is this dW? dW in the previous equation we have considered as V into dq. Let it be capital Q or small q, small q. Okay. Which is equal to, again, integral of 0 to Q. What is V? Here I have written V is equal to Q by C. So I can write Q divided by C into dq. Now, you just simplify this by integrating the equation. So W is equal to, we can take 1 by C as a constant or a common factor. When you are integrating Q dq, you will be getting the answer as Q square divided by 2 within the limit 0 to Q, which is equal to, what is the answer? Which is equal to Q square divided by 2C. So, I can consider the total work done in order to store a charge of Q coulombs as Q square divided by 2C. This work done is stored as electrostatic potential energy of the capacitor. So again I am writing the work done W is equal to Q square divided by 2C, and we can say this work done, okay, this work done is stored as electrostatic potential energy, stored as electrostatic potential energy, electrostatic potential energy, and this electrostatic potential energy is represented as epsilon E in the capacitor, in the capacitor, or of the potential energy of the capacitor, okay, of the capacitor. I think you are very clear. Therefore, I can write this equation as epsilon of E is equal to Q square divided by 2C, or I can write also like this, of into Q square divided by C. This is the expression for the potential, electrostatic potential energy of the capacitor. We can also write this expression in another way. See, we know that the capacitance C is equal to Q divided by V. So, taking this value, or you substitute for Q, therefore the value of Q is equal to C into V. Substituting in the above equation, we can state the potential energy is equal to half into, instead of Q square, I can write C square V square divided by C. So, I can get one value of C can be get cancelled, isn't it? The C and one of the C will get cancelled. Therefore, potential energy is equal to half into C into V square. This is another form of what? This is another form of the potential energy measured in terms of an unit called to be joule. Okay, from this expression, okay, we are having two expressions. One we are considering it as what? One we are considering it as potential energy is considered to be equal to what? Potential energy is equal to Q half into Q square by C, or Q square divided by 2C. But when I am considering here, potential energy is equal to half into CV square. Instead of Q, I have substituted as CV, and cancelling that value, I have got the expression for potential energy as half into CV square. From this expression, we can say, see, it is clear that potential energy epsilon E is directly proportional to that of the capacitance of the capacitor and directly proportional to that of the square of the potential V. So, this we are calling it out as the expression for the energy stored in an parallel plate capacitor. So, where this energy is stored now? If you are considering where this energy is stored, we can say the example, or we can consider the expression again. See, in the above equation, that is, in the above equation, what we are going to study? Where this energy is stored, where this potential energy is stored. So I have to explain. See, let us consider the above equation. In the above equation, you replace this value of C. We know that the capacitance of the parallel plate capacitor C is equal to epsilon 0 into A divided by D, and the potential V can be written as E into D, since the electrical field E is equal to V divided by D. So in the above equation, you replace the value of C and replace the value of V with the given values, what you can able to get. Therefore, epsilon of E is equal to half into, instead of C, epsilon 0 into A divided by D into, what is V square? V square is written as E square into D square. Now what I can do? I can cancel one of this D and this D. So what is the expression for potential energy? So the potential energy stored is half into epsilon 0 into E square into area A into the distance D. See, from this it is very clear that the electrical energy is stored in the electrical field existing between the two plates. From this itself, we can say the electrical energy is stored in between the plates where the electrical field is available. Or we can simplify this. Here, in this above equation, this area into distance is considered to be volume. What is this? It is considered to be volume. What is the volume? Volume of space between the two plates. Volume of space between what? Between the plates. If you are considering it as the volume of the space between the two plates, then you can write this as epsilon of E is equal to half into epsilon 0 into E square multiplied it with the capital V. It is not voltage or potential difference, it is volume. So we can say, since the product of area and distance is volume, the above equation can be written as epsilon of E, that is the potential energy stored, is equal to half into epsilon 0 into E square. Now from this you define energy density. What do you mean by this energy density or potential energy density? Energy density is defined as energy per unit volume. Energy density is nothing but energy per unit volume. How you can consider energy density now? That is epsilon of E divided by the volume will be giving you the energy density, and energy density is represented by small epsilon of E, which is equal to, what is this? Total potential energy, that is half epsilon 0 E square. When you are taking this V to the other side, you will be getting half into epsilon 0 into E square, and this value we are considering this as energy density. So energy density is nothing but energy per unit volume. From the above equation, it is clear that it is clear that the potential energy is stored in, or we can say the energy is stored in the electrical field, in between the two plates. Electric field in between what? In between the plates. Are you clear? So once we are connecting a battery in between the two plates, there is a transfer of electrons, or there is a transfer of charges in between the two plates. And in order to transfer the charges, the work is said to be done. And the work done is stored as electrostatic potential energy. And the electrostatic potential energy is given in terms of the value half into Q square by C, or half into CV square, or we can state it out as half into epsilon 0 into E square into V. From this, where V is the volume of space between the plates. Now total potential energy per unit volume is energy density, and that energy density is given by the formula half into epsilon 0 into E square, from which it is very clear that the potential energy is, or the energy is stored in the electrical field that is existing in between the two plates of the capacitor. See, now when the capacitor is discharged, what will happen? Discharged means the charges available are stored inside the capacitor or let out. Then the energy is retrieved. The same energy will also be retrieved. So we can say once the capacitor gets discharged, when the capacitor gets discharged, equal amount of energy is retrieved. The energy stored is let out. Equal amount of energy is retrieved. That is, it is let out. Now, you consider the energy density equation. See, we know the energy density is epsilon of E is equal to, what is that? Half into epsilon 0 into E square. Here, the value of A or volume is not available. So, from this, we can say that it is clear from this equation that it is clear from the above equation, that energy density depends only on electric field, even we can say square of electric field, and it is independent of size, because area or volume is not available, independent of size of the plates in capacitor, See, moreover, this equation is true for all types of capacitors. Moreover, this equation, what is this equation? Epsilon of E, energy density, is equal to half into epsilon 0 into E square, is true for any type of charge configuration. True for any type of charge configuration. I think we are clear about this idea. This we are calling it out as the energy stored in a capacitor. So, by studying the energy stored in a capacitor, we can able to state that the energy is stored in the electrical field existing in between the two plates of the parallel plate capacitor. From that, we have also studied about what? From that, we have also studied about the energy density, from which we got the expression as epsilon of E. That is, energy density is total potential energy per unit volume is equal to half into epsilon 0 into E square. And one more small topic is available here that we shall see it in our next class. That is, what are the applications of these capacitors? That we shall do it in our next video. Thank you.